Hi, and welcome back to Let's Win XCOM Long War. This is my Project Nemesis series, and this is a patch update. Version 3.4, the Lightening. In this patch, I have jiggered with the weight of most of the soldier equipable items. The gist of it is that almost all thrown items have 0 weight. Battle scanners also increase your aim by 2. Combat stems have no weight. Medikits now have 2 weight. There are fewer items that have 2, or more items that have 2 weight. There are a ton of items that have 0 weight, and a couple remain the same. So in general, if it's a weapon modifier or it's an ammunition type that isn't quite potent, notably breaching ammo and armor-piercing ammo have 0 weight. Extended magazines now have 0 weight. Drum magazines 1. Let's see, I renamed Reaper Pack as spiked capacitors. Marksman scope and laser sight have 0 weight. Scopes still have 1. Things you will notice, of course, the medikit having 2 weight makes doubling up on medikits tougher, so I suggest you take field medic on multiple soldiers and spread that weight around instead of double med packing someone. And taking a medkit without the perk is going to be a little more painful than it was without field medic for those extra charges. So the demolition rigging and bastion rigging, previously the ceramic plate and alloy plate. Demolition rigging, of course, now giving you that grenadier perk. Bastion rigging, the old alloy plate, now giving you extra conditioning and no base health of its own. So, of course, extra conditioning always guarantees you at least 2 bonus health no matter what armor you're wearing, but it also gives you up to 4. So the alloy plate can give you more hit points than the hybrid exo rigging, which is my conversion of the chitin plating. But it also, these two are both 2 weight. Since grenades are free, the demolition rigging is going to put you behind exactly 2 weight when you combine it with a grenade in the early game. And you're actually going to save weight if you bring it in the late game. But of course, it's not terribly effective as actual armor, only 1 health and 0.1 damage reduction. So the bastion rigging I expect to see used into the late game. Hybrid exo rigging, of course, is going to be sick, especially good for covert operatives because I knocked the speed bonus from the covert operative jacket down to 3 from 5. So expect your operatives to be 2 points slower, but then again, there's a lot more 0 weight items. So prioritizing the low weight items should be good. Optic camouflage, that is my conversion of the chameleon suit. It does come with concealment, as it did as I snuck that into the last patch. It has 0 weight, but it does come with -8 defense and -8 aim. And I know you might be thinking, oh, -8 defense, but it improves my lightning reflexes, and that just cancels that out. The way lightning reflexes works means that it's barely even a 1% chance to hit increase for that first that first Overwatch shot against you, and it's barely 2 points on that second one. So the defense doesn't really affect lightning reflexes in any noticeable way. However, it of course will affect stand-up fights when something is shooting at you in cover. However, you do have an item that gives you concealment and improves lightning reflexes, so no complaints. I made the pharmacopoeia reel, that is my respirator, -1, or have the standard 1 weight. It does decrease your will by 12, but it gives you adrenaline surge, so if you are wounded while wearing it, you get +10 aim and +10 crit. There's just a chance you might panic and you become a little easier to mind control because you are pumped full of dim drugs. And lastly, I renamed Reinforced Plating Alloy Matrix Plating. I actually made it only 1 weight. And that is the assault only item that gives you shock absorbent armor and lowers your defense a bit. Let's see. I also, so any of you that may have gotten to mechs, I changed the Atlas protocol. I switched around how you can get Killer Instinct. Since I added Killer Instinct to the Ballistic Gauss +1 damage item, rangefinder extensions, I went ahead and took Killer Instinct off of one of the mech items since they can equip that +1 Ballistic Gauss item themselves. I also, and this is probably the biggest change, I added collateral damage to the Gauss mech weapon. So all mechs can get a fairly potent Gauss weapon with collateral damage. So that is just something you can equip now. There's only one mech that naturally gets Gauss items. I believe it's the Gunner mech. I did pump up Illyrian Turbo's speed boost from 2 to 3. And I believe that's it. Oh, in my Google Doc, I did list all of the perks and what items you can get them from for mechs and soldiers in the mech and soldier sheet, just for quick reference. And finally, I am very excited about the possibility of modding enemies. So expect probably my next patch to include some serious modifications of how navigators and leader works, and I'm looking into people to assist me in modifying the composition and other strategic values as we move into making my sister mod for Tactical Sense Overhaul, Strategic Sense Overhaul. And I think we're going to call together the combined mods the Art of Long War, thanks to Lizard Town, my good friend. So, that is it for this patch note. Please enjoy. Note that since this only affects items, it has nothing to do with perk trees, so there's no reason at all you would have to restart. You can install this patch or switch back to the last version as you see fit. I do think it's much more interesting in general because before, so taking no items made you faster, which was an okay trade, but unfortunately I think taking no items is boring. So instead I made a class of items that you could take that weighed nothing. Then you can do something interesting with those items. And you can make the choice now between trying to boost. This should help slow characters. Those like 11 movement base people, like those gunners with 11 movement that you want to take a heavy cannon on, which are immediately reduced to 8 movement. Like now you can bring a marksman like a laser sight and extended magazines. As long as you just kind of equip your weapon, if you only pump up your weapon or you only bring throwables, notably the mimic beacon still has a weight, then those slower soldiers can actually move, you can boost their speed basically. So overall, you should find most of your soldiers are faster. You may feel the burn a little harder relatively on soldiers that do equip heavy stuff because their friends will be faster, even if those soldiers are basically just as fast as they always were. So, enjoy, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Later.